Welcome to Frank Pello Reports, a feature where Frank shares conversations with members of our community.
Hello, this is Frank. I'm here in Buddock Water. I am getting a preview of the Open Studios with Mark Lord. So Mark's an artist who does lino prints and goes by the name Lino Lord. Hello, Mark.
Hi there, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
All good.
What's it like having somebody in your workspace?
I quite enjoy it. I quite like, think it could be quite lonely being on your own all the time. So to open up my workshop to people throughout the week is fantastic. So I enjoy welcoming people here and showing them my space and my work.
So what is somebody likely to see if they come here?
During the week, they might be lucky to meet the whippet. You might hear scratching in the background. But it's so we have an old carpenter's workshop in Buddock Water. I grew up next door, and it's always kind of been part of my life. I've been away for 25 years and came back last year, and it made sense to move my business into the workshop. So it's two-story. It's granite and wooden structure. Granite downstairs, wooden structure upstairs. Downstairs, I generally print my work. So I have a plan chest downstairs and my big press. So that's where I do the printing. And then upstairs is kind of open into the eaves. And I have a nice big table where I can do workshops for up to 6 guests here. I do workshops once a month.
I must say it's very neat. I didn't expect it to be this organised.
I had a little tidy up. Obviously, we have Open Studios coming up. So me and my team are trying to keep the place as tidy as we can. But then the whippet finds a bit of tissue paper and shreds it up everywhere. But no, I'm very proud of this space. And I love welcoming people here. So I'm really looking forward to Open Studios and be able to share this space with people.
What do you hope to be the end result of your participation in Open Studios? Are you trying to sell work or make people understand what it is that you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think ultimately, obviously, it does help if you can sell some work. But I think initially I just, as I say, I've been away as a photographer in Oxfordshire for 25 years. That has been my profession, and that led me into lino printing. However, it's nice to be able to increase the awareness that I'm down here now, that I'm hosting workshops. I'm a local printmaker. My work is very Cornwall inspired. So it's just nice to show people what I do, really.
So the visitors that you generally have are people doing workshops where you would teach them what you do and how they can do it?
Yep, absolutely. So lino print workshops. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I did a bit of that at school," and you know.
I did a little bit of that at school.
So many people have. And I think generally people maybe have had a bad experience of it in that the lino is probably too brittle or too old. And the cutting tools weren't very sharp and they may have slipped and they may have gone into the side of their finger. And that doesn't need to happen. I've always got plasters to hand. However, we have very, very few injuries. So I offer an introduction to lino printing, like I say, 6 people, generally on a Sunday, once a month. And we do like a little test block where just to give them confidence in using the tools. And then we'll print those little test blocks. And people are always really, really pleased with the results from those. And that's generally pre-lunch. And then we'll have a quick lunch. And then we'll concentrate on their main block, which is generally an 8x6 block. For a one-day workshop. And people always leave with something they're really, really proud to take home and show their families.
So you're introducing people to lino printmaking. Absolutely. How were you introduced to it?
Well, so I've been a photographer, as I say, 25 years, and I shot a lot of stock imagery for libraries, so Adobe, Getty, all of the major libraries. And I concentrated on small artisan businesses because that's where my heart is, more of a traditional way of life, a slower pace of life in a very AI digital world. And yeah, I have several thousand images across those libraries. And it was through leaving those workspaces and seeing those people using their hands to make something, I had a bit of envy for what they were doing, because as much as I love my photography, it is very digital. I shoot digitally, I process in Lightroom, we transfer them to the client, and there's never any physical print that's produced. So yeah, in 2019, I came away from photographing a fantastic artist up in Norfolk, and me and my wife decided to make a creative space in our Oxfordshire home. And I built a bench, and without a word of a lie, I sat down at that bench and I was like, right, I've got the space. What shall I do? I'll buy myself a lino kit, because you don't really need a great deal of stuff, despite now having a big workshop. But genuinely, you do not need a lot of stuff to start lino printing. You can do it at the kitchen table, and less than £100 will give you more than you need in terms of materials, and away you go. So yeah, I think you can have results fairly quickly, quite a lot of gratification. I don't have a huge amount of patience, despite what people might think or say. But it's just a really, really nice process. I get lost in the moment of carving and I think I'll just do a couple of hours, and like 4 hours later, I haven't moved. I'm still carving away. So it's just a really, really lovely process, using your hands, traditional skills, and creating a print that ultimately, hopefully, you will sell.
And are you surprised by the results? Because I know that sometimes you look at the piece that you've created and then you print it and it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's backwards for starters. So you do need to bear that in mind. If it's something specific, a specific view, you need to get your design down so that it's what's on the left is on the right. So that when you print it, it's around the right way. Obviously critical with text. But I love that moment, the first reveal, as it's called. You still get excited. I've carved a few hundred blocks now. And over 7 years, and yeah, I love it. If I finish a block, I have to quickly do a little test print just to see how it's going to look. I can't go to bed thinking, "I'll wait until I see what that looks like in the morning." I have to do a test print to see what the results are like.
So, if anybody wants to come to our open studio and see your enthusiasm, the space you so vividly described, can you give us a little bit of information, and also if they just want to see your work?
Yeah. So in Buddock Water, if you were coming in down the hill, so from Bicklin Water Road, you come down into the village, you pass the Trellewarren Arms on your left-hand side, and about 150 yards up there on the right-hand side, opposite the small housing estate called Trevoni, you'll see a wooden and granite building, blue painted wood. I will have a flag flying outside for Open Studios, and there is an Open Studios poster in the window.
So this is the 23rd to the 31st of May, and you're open all of the days.
Yes, all of the days. I believe it's 9 till 5, isn't it? I have a workshop here on the 24th and 25th, but Rosie, my studio assistant, will be supporting me and being able to show people around, but you will see a live workshop going on as well.
Lovely. And to see your work, there's linolord.com.
So linolord.com, and Instagram. I'm pretty active on Instagram at linolord press.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for giving me an advance preview. I am very impressed. I'm going to be back during Open Studios, so I might see some of our listeners there. But this is Frank handing back to the studio.